Hi everybody, I'm Josh Constein with TechCrunch TV, and today we're going to be taking a hands-on look at Spotify Social, the new set of features that lets you follow people like journalists, artists, your friends on Spotify to discover new music. Now back in November, I got word that this was going to be launching and wrote a scoop about it, but then in December, in a big launch event in New York, Spotify officially launched the Spotify Social features. But they've only been gradually rolling out over the last few months. But we've just confirmed with Spotify that they're now available to everyone in the world. So if you go and upgrade and update your Spotify desktop software, you'll be able to check out these new features. So let's take a look at what you're going to see when you log on first. So immediately you'll see you've got a new set of recommendations of people that you should follow. Right off the bat, Spotify just auto-follows you some people. So if you've already subscribed to anyone's playlists, or if you've listened to specific artists a lot, then it's going to subscribe you to their updates immediately. So in this case, I subscribed to Sean Parker, one of Spotify's directors, his playlist, Hipster International, and I listened to dubstep and artists like Skrillex a lot, so Spotify auto-followed those people for me. Then it goes on to recommend Facebook friends that you should follow. Now, if you remember, the old Spotify Social features would basically automatically show you the listening activity of all of your friends, but maybe all your friends don't have that awesome of music taste, and you'd rather just listen to the few people that you really know have a great grasp on what's cool. So in this case, instead of auto-following all of your Facebook friends, it just gives you a selection of specific ones, and you can check or uncheck them if you'd like. It also gives you a selection of featured people that you might want to follow, which includes artists, journalists, and other people. And that's it for the onboarding flow. So now let's look at how it actually works once you're into Spotify Social. So you'll notice that on the right sidebar, you now have this social activity bar. It used to just have the listening activity of your friends, but now it's got all the different people that you follow. Up in the top, you've got a Who to Follow section, which gives you an opportunity to check out featured artists that Spotify thinks are building cool playlists, listening to cool songs, or releasing new music that might be a great person for you to follow. So for instance, here we've got Civil Twilight, a band, and I can look down and see the top playlists of theirs, top tracks that they're listening to, and then playlists that they're included in, or playlists that they've created. Now below that section in the right sidebar, you've got the listening feed. So here I've got people that I'm friends with, like Graham James or Katie. But if I go down, I get artists themselves that are actually listening to new music. If you go over to the far left, you've got a tab called Follow, which gives you an opportunity to follow new people and check out recommendations from Spotify. So it's got friends so you can also click through to your own profile, check out the people that are following you or that you're following, check out your recent activity, your recently played playlist, your starred tracks, and these are what anybody who logs on and checks out your Spotify profile are going to see. But if you go back, you can look down and you'll see recommendations of other people to follow, like Frank Ocean or Spotify's official account. They've got featured artists, which are often up-and-coming musicians that you might not have heard about but have great taste. And you can refresh those if you ever want new people to check out. Now, I've been really impressed with the features so far. I've already gotten to follow some really cool people like Lou Reed and Wiz Khalifa, and checked out the songs that they're listening to, which I think is really awesome, because normally you're thinking of, like, when you think of checking out an artist on a social network like Twitter or Facebook, they're mostly talking about their own music. But in Spotify Social, you get to actually see what they're listening to and tune into them as if they were their own kind of radio station. And it's also a lot nicer because with the ability to only follow specific friends, you don't have a ton of noise in your feed. Like, maybe you've got some old friends from high school and all they do is listen to Taylor Swift. You don't have to worry about that. You can check out what your coolest friends are listening to. So maybe they'll teach you something like Robert DeLong, who's this new artist I'm addicted to. Spotify really needed these features. Honestly, discovery was its biggest problem before now. When you've got a search box that lets you listen to any song basically ever written, it gets a little bit intimidating. You get this decision paralysis where you sort of freeze up and say, oh my God, what should I actually listen to now that I can listen to anything? It's not just limited to the MP3s I have on my computer like days of old. But Spotify really looked at how do people naturally discover music? And that's from people that they know and people that they respect, not just from all of their friends, but from their friends that have the best taste. And I think they did a really good job of modeling Spotify Social after that natural behavior set. And so hopefully through this, you'll be able to keep on finding new music to listen to, take advantage of that massive catalog that Spotify offers, and it'll keep your music listening fresh, opposed to you just going back and listening to the same tracks over and over again. The question now will be how the other music services like Slacker and Rdio follow up with this, as their Rdio has long been sort of considered the best in discovery on music, but I think this may have even one-upped them in some ways. So we'll have to check that out as the Spotify, Rdio, Slacker, and ongoing on-demand streaming music wars continue. But go check out Spotify Social now and start following some friends to get new music recommendations. Thanks a lot for watching TechCrunch TV.